From the outside, the Parker family looked picture perfect. A neat lawn, a tidy porch, two kids who waved politely to neighbors. But inside their small house, the walls carried echoes that told a different story. At first, the argument seemed harmless. A complaint about money, a sigh about chores left undone, voices raised just a little too high. But slowly, the air in the house grew heavy, thick like a storm waiting to break. In the corner of the living room, 11-year-old Ethan fiddled with his action figures, pretending he couldn't hear the tension crackling around him. His younger sister, Sophie, only 7, clutched her stuffed bear close whenever their parents' voices rose. They didn't need to understand the words. The sharpness of tone was enough to make their stomachs twist. One night, the storm broke. Plates slammed, doors shook, shouts pierced the thin walls. Ethan pulled Sophie under the covers. "It's just noise," he whispered. "Don't cry." But even as he said it, his own eyes burned with tears he didn't want her to see. The next morning, silence filled the house. Not peace, just a silence that sat heavy, pressing on the children's chests. Sophie sat at the kitchen table, gripping her crayons so hard they snapped in two. Ethan stared out the window at the neighbor kids laughing in the yard, wishing his home could sound like theirs. The fights at home didn't stay there. Ethan grew quieter at school, keeping his head down, avoiding teachers' questions. Sophie grew restless, snapping at friends over the smallest things. The battles between their parents had begun to live inside them. One evening, after a rare, calm dinner, Sarah noticed Sophie scribbling angry black lines across her homework instead of solving problems. For the first time, she really looked at her daughter, and then at Ethan, who held himself too still, too quiet, like someone much older than 11. Something clicked. She realized the fights she and Tom had hurled at each other weren't staying between them. They had been landing squarely on their children, shaping them in ways she hadn't seen. That night, as the kids got ready for bed, Sarah sat beside them. Her voice was softer than they were used to hearing. "I know you hear us fight," she said. "I'm sorry. I didn't see what it was doing to you." Ethan looked at her with eyes far too tired for a boy his age. "We just wanted to stop," he whispered. For once, Sarah had no reply, only a heavy silence, this time not filled with anger, but with the weight of truth. And in that silence, something shifted. The problems between Sarah and Tom didn't vanish overnight, but they began to see the real cost of their words, the way each shout left marks, not on walls, but on their children's hearts. Because fights in a marriage don't end with two people. They ripple out, shaping the smallest lives in the room. And sometimes it takes seeing that reflection in your children's eyes to realize anger might win arguments, but it destroys the home.